Well, first, let me say good morning. It's good to see everybody. As you know, this council just passed two things, an amended agreement for Northside Development or Company, which is for the Caraway site. And so this is transformational in nature. Although we've been at this for 5 plus 6 years, this is another step in a positive direction that continues not only the blight removal, but the next phase and the next phase after that, which is going vertical with the mixed use of residential commercial development. So we, as in the council, this area is led by Councilwoman LaTanya Tate. She's very excited. Like me, we both grew up in the north side of town. I grew up in North Birmingham. She didn't grow up too far away. She went to school in this footprint. I was born at the Caraway Hospital, so just from a historical standpoint and knowing that there's been 30 plus years of disinvestment and underinvestment in the entire North Corridor, this project is very exciting. And so I think there's a person that can do this more justice than I can, and that is Charlie Williams, the president of the Druid Hills neighborhood where the Caraway development site sits. And I wanted him to just come up and give his perspective. Northside Development Corporation has been walking alongside these residents for quite some time. This development hasn't been in isolation. It has been walking with the neighborhood. So I want the neighborhood president to give his thoughts on this project.
Mayor, before you leave, how are you going to prevent future large buildings like this from becoming blighted?
That's a good question. This project has never been owned by the city. It was private development. Like any, let's say, an individual single-family home that comes blighted, there's a process where the city engages. Unfortunately, that is a very long process. We can't just go and remove blight ourselves on private property. And state law gives private property owners a lot of rights, even when they don't take care of their property. And so what we look to do in the future is just to continue to work with those who have these large developments, sites, and hopefully they can be in a position that if they can't take care of their site, to immediately and quickly sell their site, which in this case that did not happen.
Mayor, you said something about every project not being equal, that you have transformative projects like the summit. Can you kind of speak on that in regards to maybe some of the councilors' concerns?
Yeah, so I think the council's concern is, can this project actually be completed? We believe so. Every now and then you have projects that are very transformational in nature. I think the 280 corridor and the Summit Mall being an example of a transformational project where the city of Birmingham on the front end infused a significant amount of tax dollars and cash up front to accelerate the growth and completion of this project, which allowed growth down the entire 280 corridor. I think in addition to that, you have the Crossplex, for example, which is owned by the city. And there was a large infusion of tax dollars and cash on the front end to make that project come to life too. Again, one project is south, the other project that I mentioned is west. When you consider the neighborhoods of North Birmingham and Norwood, Hooper City, Fountain Heights, Druid Hills, Evergreen Bottom, and Sippy Cove, and Vice Hill and Fairmount, Collegefield, so many other north side of Birmingham neighborhoods I didn't name. This project is transformative in nature, and that's why we're putting so much investment on the front end, which we know the taxpayer and residents will see a return not only on their dollar investment, but best case scenario, they don't have to leave the north side of town anymore to go shopping, whether it's for food, whether it's for grocery, whether it's for entertainment, anything of that nature. So, listen, I'll take some more questions on this project, but I do want to let Mr. Neighborhood President speak first, and come on up, introduce yourself, and say whatever it is you want to say.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Charlie L. Williams, Jr. I'm the president of Druid Hills Neighborhood Association. You know, it's prophetic for me today to see the Ramsey High School football team being celebrated, because I have a daughter who graduated from Ramsey High School, graduated with honors, and she made all A's throughout her tenure at Ramsey High School. I, as a neighborhood president, my role was to ensure that not just in Druid Hills, but across the city of Birmingham, that our kids would have the ability to come back to their neighborhoods while you're making an A in school, but not live a D life. This project is aiding us on the north side within Druid Hills and the city of Birmingham. It's a nucleus. It's aiding us to start that process of looking at the possibilities of having a grocery store, looking at the possibility of having our youth take a second look at older neighborhoods where individuals will see those vacant lots are now becoming thriving homes for new families who can repopulate our neighborhoods, where you'll have families coming in with those opportunities that have been escaping us for so long. Again, the Druid Hills neighborhood, the North Side community, the city of Birmingham, we're worth this investment to see the demolition completed at the site. We're worth the investment to see the fulfillment of all the plans that we worked for, not just for 6 years, but for 20-plus years, being a longtime resident of Druid Hills. So again, I'm glad to be here today, glad to see this. We have our commitments from the mayor, going over from Councilor O'Quinn to now Councilor Tate. We have the ability to work with corporate realty. We've been there at the table from the beginning. Thank you.
Mr. Williams, quick question. What's going to happen to the MacArthur School, or what would you
We
think will happen to it?
Well, the neighborhood is, we're sitting around the table with the mayor and his staff, and we're looking at short-term and long-term plans. We've not finalized all those yet. And of course, we have new individuals who are now coming in and taking a look again at MacArthur School and some of the possibilities that could happen in that area.
Right now, it's not in this footprint that's being developed.
That's correct. That's correct. But there are things and concepts that we're looking at. It's just not here today.
Because it's right across the street from where those houses would be.
Correct. Correct.
Right now, it's abandoned and has been for quite a few years.
That is correct. And again, I go back to that statement I made earlier. Having a neighborhood where kids who are making A's in schools but come back to their neighborhood, which gets a grade of D. We're looking to change that, again, all across the city. And that was the case with MacArthur School, not only with MacArthur School, but prior to the old Caraway site.
You got any more questions, Charlie?
No.
I got one question for you.
Yes.
I know there has been some people living in North Birmingham that have been trying to get out of the area, trying to move to other parts of the city. Now with this big project underway, do you think there's been a reshifted focus to get people to stay?
Yes, of course. We see now individuals who are looking for new housing, new homes. And of course, you know, education has a momentous role to play in this. So all of it goes hand in hand. You have the amenities where you can take your family, be it Protective Stadium, with great and high hopes for the amphitheater. We have the Museum of Arts. There are other amenities, but in order to compete with other cities, not just municipalities, but other cities around in the area, you have to be able to provide those amenities and the necessities also to be able to compete with them in order for individuals to take a look at an older neighborhood.
So I'm gonna leave y'all with Charlie. Have fun. I'm just playing. Charlie, you sure you don't want to take over? You sure you don't want to take over? I think Charlie is very capable.
He's got, just everybody, he has to speak to the council quickly, so if you need him, he'll still be over there.
You have any more questions on this
Thank you,
project? Okay, thank y'all. Have a good morning.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.